right, Pisces, let's get into a reading. Friendly reminder, guys, I've got readings on sale if you want to check them out. And you can check out my Patreon, and you can get 7 days for free if you want to check that out as well. So we are going to dig into your twin flame energy because I did have a request. I always see what Patreon members want to see. Let's see. Twin flame energy. Ugh. That was not what it needed to be. Okay, let's see. How does this person view this connection? What do they feel for you? How do they view you? What do they want to say to you? So, how they view this connection. They view this connection, when they think about this connection, their heart's blocked. They view this connection as something where maybe you guys are both holding patterns, which is one of the reasons why you can't get to a new way of life together. Both of you or one of you could be protecting your security at all costs. Both of you could be really worried about getting the crappy end of the stick or getting hurt. So you're on overdrive. You're guarded. You might tell them something but leave things out that could really make you too vulnerable. That's how they view this connection. When they think of you, they think, oh, that's the person where we really mirror one another. We're both guarded when it comes to this connection. Neither one of us really trust it fully. When they think about you, they think about you in the form of, I miss them. They see you as someone that they're constantly reminded of. They see you as someone where they might get stuck in the state of being nostalgic. And then they could end up missing you because they thought about you, and then it really opens the wound or opens the pain that they once were able to cover. How they currently feel. They feel, okay, so they either feel that you are going to eventually reach out to them, or they feel that they will eventually have to reach out to you. But right now, they're really confident that the communication is going to be coming to them. So for a lot of you, the person you classify as your twin flame is really wounded, so much so that they're kind of overly controlling. They're egotistical. They're confident, but maybe a little too confident in things that are not healthy or not good for them. And right now, they're really confident in the fact that they're going to get a phone call from you, a text. They're going to get some sort of communication from you eventually. Now, what's going to take place with this energy is if you end up not reaching out or not trying to talk to them, they're going to realize around springtime, so March, April of next year, that you're not reaching out. And then that's going to bring in a different energy. But right now, today, this person is saying, you're holding your pattern, I'm holding mine, you'll eventually reach out to me, I'm too egotistical and controlling to reach out to you. Even so much so that they're very aggressive in that standpoint. They're just enjoying thinking of you. So what they want to say to you is that they want you to know that they have sincere feelings for you. And that although it might not seem like it, they do have a lot of compassion and love for you. And there's a lot of passion and lust mixed with anger, which is one of the reasons why they doubted it so much, because they weren't hopeful. They weren't hopeful that they could have the best of both worlds. What do they want you to know? They want you to know that they are working on their self-worth, and they are working to figure out what their heart desires. But that journey also includes them healing, them being positive, and them being able to attract things that match who they are. And right now, this person will be attracting things that aren't healthy because they're not healthy. They're aggressive. They're assertive. They're controlling. Yeah, Five of Swords. They're all about winning. If this person has to do something and possibly put themselves, whether it's emotion, thoughts, on the line, they're not going to do that. Period. How does this person view this connection? Give me more. They view this connection as something that they once had the opportunity to have as a new beginning, but it led to an ending. So in their mind, they're like, oh yeah, I could have had that. I had the opportunity to have that. I mean, not anymore, it ended, but I had the opportunity to have that. That's what this person thinks when they think of you. What do they think you're up to? They think that you are planning for your future, but you're still in an unsure energy. They think that you are waiting for new things, better things, waiting for what you've been manifesting. They think that you're in the energy of, I've asked for it, it's coming, it isn't here yet, I'm looking towards my future. I'm still a little unsure if my twin flame's part of my future, but nevertheless, I'm looking for my future. That's what they think. They think that you still to this day walk around your home and go, yeah, I've got new things coming. But I really wish so-and-so would come back. I'm really unsure if so-and-so is really meant to be out of my life forever. That's how they view you. They view you as someone who's not necessarily waiting on them, but they also view you as someone who could maybe still be stuck on them. Does that make sense? Let's see if it's true. Is that true? So what they're telling me is that it might be true, but it might not be, and this is how. Some of you, there has been something that you've been exploring, whether it's opening up communication with a partner that you're with, talking about the future, and you're starting the seeds of that. So some of you have recently gotten a connection, and the reason that they can still feel your energy is because you've recently got into a connection and you guys are just now starting the groundwork of the connection. So your twin flame still thinks that they have a chance because they still feel that they can use the passion, the spark, the chemistry, the lust to their advantage. Even though this has ended, this is transformed. It can make them really angry once they realize that you might not be waiting on them, because right now they have hope. But once they see that they've missed this opportunity, hope is going to dwindle and they're going to be met with a lot of negativity. What's going to take place? And confusion. What are you up to? What are you manifesting? What did you pick? I can't see. That's what I'm saying. Who are you collaborating with? You're trying to find something balanced. You're trying to find something healing. But this person could be unsure if you found it yet. Because in their mind, you held the pattern in this relationship as well, because your heart was blocked. So how do you think you're moving on to something new if your heart is blocked? That's this person's thought process. But you're coming up as the Queen of Cups. You're coming up as someone who's tempered the sides of them that needed to be tempered. So if you used to hold back, or if you used to be the kind of person where you would say, well, I don't want to tell them everything, I don't want to be too vulnerable, that side of you is gone. That side of you has been laid to rest, because you know that in order for you to get what you want, sometimes you have to do the uncomfortable thing. Whether that's being vulnerable when you don't want to be vulnerable, connecting to your higher self and tempering sides of you that maybe were hard to temper at some point. What does this person want to say to you? I miss hearing your voice, and I've been wondering if you're happy without me. I've been seeing things differently, and it could be around something that they now see as an unwise choice. It could have been the choice between passion, lust, and desire versus actually building something stable, and they could have chose, again with the Five of Swords, well, I know you want everything, but I don't want everything, I just want a little bit, so give me what the hell I want. That could have been this person's energy. Now they could look back and see things differently and go, yeah, I could see how I was wounded by acting like that. I really miss Pisces. I really wish Pisces was still around me. And you know what? I think they're actually going to reach out. That's this person's energy. The extreme passion in this relationship could have made it hard for this person to understand what they were feeling, what they were thinking, what they wanted. And you could have also gotten really mixed up in that. You could have wanted balance, but then them feeling really confused and this moving really fast and them being so wounded that they then wanted to control it, how fast it was moving, what did it look like. This person wasn't the kind of person where they wanted to compromise. They thought that strength was not compromising, but being able to be in control of a certain circumstance. But what that did was push you into a place of, you know what, I think I need to protect myself from you. Because I can see clear as day that you're protecting yourself from me. That's what I'm saying here. How does this person now feel about that? It could be kind of like a shocking truth. For some of you, they could find out that you went towards some sort of new beginning or that you're getting success and victory elsewhere, and that can make them anxious because in their mind, you guys were going to get back together or come back together. So for some of you, what's happening here is you've got a twin flame who's been waiting for you to take the action. And they're going to realize a little too late, whether it's communication, they're going to snoop a little too hard and get their feelings hurt. They might run into you. They're going to get some sort of message of truth or some sort of shocking news that's going to put the reality into perspective. And the reality is that you're going towards your new beginning. You're going towards things that are truthful, that are honest, that give clarity. And if it's not part of it, it can't be a part of your life. But that then might be a slap in the face to this person because in their mind, they keep thinking that you're coming back. And I don't see you coming back. I see them seeing life differently. I see you offering multiple things and them choosing the easiest, which then led to some sort of change and transformation. I see them now wondering if you're happy without them because they see that this is a missed opportunity, but they're also confused on if you're collaborating, who you're collaborating with, what's going on. There's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of illusion, there's a lot of options, and they're not really hopeful right now because they wanted you to pick up the weight of this relationship. What has changed this person's mind, or what will change this person's mind? It's going to be a divine intervention. What's going to happen is the universe is going to make this person see that they sabotage something, that they have patterns, and their patterns are not helping anything. If anything, it's making them miss out on the things that they claim that they want. Then what's going to happen? It's going to shut down any opportunity for this person. They could go through a season of growth. They could go through a season of recognizing that sometimes they have to take inspired risks, and they might even set themselves up to take some sort of inspired risk. They're showing me someone, so what they're showing me is like someone who wants to go out with a person that maybe they have a huge crush on. Maybe they want to ask for forgiveness, but they might do a test run on someone else. So what does that make me think of? This could be something as simple as, I want to make it right with you, but I'm not used to saying sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a family member or a child. I'm going to go to someone that I know I owe an apology to, and I'm going to test drive my apology on them. I'm going to go to them and say, hey, listen, I'm really sorry for A, B, C, or D. Maybe they can give me a little feedback. So then that way I feel confident when I come to you and say, hey, listen, I get it now. I see it now. Maybe I had to go through multiple cycles where I wasn't successful, where I wasn't getting anything that I wanted because the things that I wanted I took for granted, or I then didn't want them. It's like they're showing me someone getting grabbed by the legs and shook for their lunch money. That's what I'm saying here. And then what's going to happen? And then you guys are going to take a moment of possible distance. Okay. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that one person is in a cycle of not getting fruitful things coming to them. One person's in a cycle of feeling depleted. One person's in a cycle of suffering. It's the person who's playing the victim. It's the person who's in a place of lack, whether it's you, whether it's them. The other person is needing to take a time out, a distance, emotionally, physically, mentally, which I think is you. As you're doing that, the person you claim that is your twin flame is recognizing that the past could have really affected their future, and that they not only were a victim, but they made you a victim. What do I mean by that? Have you ever heard the saying, hurt people hurt people? If you're not healed, you will go and then bleed on other people. That's what happened here. You loved someone who was bleeding, and they got blood on you, and now they want to come over and get it off of your shirt, get it off of your shoulder, but they really wounded you. You're seeing that maybe how they cope or the behaviors that they've learned that they need to get rid of, that hasn't happened yet. And you know that they're on a journey of self-discovery. But you also have to ask yourself, although they're pursuing passions and everything like that, what place do you have in their life? They are telling me that things are not what it seems to be. And that this person gets very closed off and resistant when they need to be open. And that's a red flag. Some of you are definitely tangoing with someone that you classify as your twin flame, where when you guys are in conflict or disagreement, it's hard to get out of it. Because one person gets really closed off. One person starts blocking. One person starts getting really guarded. Yeah. So what Spirit is saying is, hey, recognize that you guys are on different pages. Recognize that the changes this person needs to make, they might not be capable. Recognize that this person, in order to be with you, would have to show up differently. They would have to be willing to heal on a deeper level. They would have to be willing to compromise when they don't want to. This person might be best with someone who's on their level. And I know some of you are going to get mad at me and say, well, that's my twin flame, I want to be with them. Well, if they're loving at a level 4, emotionally, where maybe they're a little selfish, they come off very controlling and wounded. When they're pissed, guess what? You're getting punished for it. They deserve someone who's going to match that energy. That's not you. And that's what Spirit is saying here, is that when it comes to this relationship, you guys are on different pages. And this person waiting for you to come in and make it right, waiting for you to bring some sort of news or communication in, is speaking volumes within itself. That shows that maybe what you need from a partner, what you need from someone to come in and say, hey, listen, I fucked this up, this is special for me, this person might not be capable. Because again, they're prideful, they're resistant, they're guarded. And even when they do something wrong, they're defensive as fuck. That's what I'm saying here. So Spirit just wants you to know that this person here coming up might really feel your loss. And as they're feeling your loss, you might be reminded of them more, see their name more, see people who remind you of them more. But it's because they will then be grieving you when they had been maybe resisting the pain, resisting the change, resisting seeing that this is over. And that's when a breakthrough is going to come through, okay? Now, they're telling me that you need to have the courage to go through a timeline shift and maybe go towards someone or something different, and be willing to maybe start over within the next few weeks. Set new intentions, maybe go date new people, go see what's out there and see if something would fit you better. Because what I'm seeing here is that this person had a choice. Do you want to go out and have fun, passion, carefree, maybe a little bit of lust, or do you want to build something stable here? Do you want something you can count on? And they chose the passion, the carefree, the lust. That was a choice that they made. That was the choice that they felt was in their best interest. They now see it as an unwise choice. But you also then have to show up in your life based off of what they did. They made you come in and feel like you had to protect yourself from them. They made you feel like being guarded was in your best interest. They made you feel like in order to be successful, you couldn't be completely vulnerable, because they might have seen you're vulnerable as being weak, or they would have just kept taking instead of matching that. that's a red flag. And Spirit is saying, listen, for a lot of you, this twin flame taught you how to temper the sides of you that were no longer beneficial. But also recognize that maybe your twin flame decided not to do that. Maybe your twin flame didn't allow this relationship to make them better. Instead, they continue to watch you, try to gather information on you. They continue to stay stuck. They continue to watch you go through an awakening and move on and travel and go through communication and maybe date someone new, maybe get married, have kids. They've watched you do all of that while feeling so much emotion and just now starting to put some sort of plan into action because they have regret. But what the universe is saying is that even if they're going to put action in motion, there's still going to be a blockage. Because even when you guys try to figure this out, it's like this person sees you as competition, or they can't communicate clearly and it comes off very harshly, and then you feel attacked, or you feel like this person's not trying to understand you, or you feel like this person's coming at you instead of actually trying to fix the relationship. That's the problem here. So Spirit is saying, listen, this relationship made you better. But maybe for them, they didn't choose to let it make them better. They chose to just kind of dig their heels more in the mud. And little did they know, it's quicksand. Now you have an opportunity to see what you want. What brings balance into your life? What feels like it heals you? You shouldn't date someone who constantly makes you cry or constantly makes you feel like you're not enough. It isn't enough. That you always have to be the one to be vulnerable, bring up the conversation. That you always have to be the one that's vulnerable and not prideful. That's not love. That isn't love. And you can get mad at me. I don't give a shit. This relationship really grew your soul. But you also need to recognize that maybe, just maybe, for you, this is over. And until this person's willing to do different, be different, there is no benefit you're going to get from this relationship, because it's done grown. This relationship grew you as much as it could. It turned you into a person who's very emotionally open. You're mature, you're understanding, you're compassionate. You are quick to give your love even if you know it's not going to come back. But that doesn't mean that you should keep giving it to someone who is resisting, who is pursuing passions but then blocking you or playing the victim and then bringing harsh communication to you. It's not your place to be their punching bag. Okay, that's what I'm saying here. So for a lot of you, I think Spirit just wants you to know that for this reading, you and your twin flame were around one another when you were supposed to be, but that they're not your forever. That what would be beneficial for you in your next chapter is something that makes you feel safe, that makes you feel like what you're expanding on and trying to manifest is possible. You need a support system. You need a consistent lover. You need someone who knows how to love unselfishly. And you need someone who isn't scared of changing, relocating, progressing. You deserve that. You don't deserve someone who's just going to keep tabs on you because they can't live without you, but they also can't put their ego to the side to be honest. You deserve more. That's what I'm saying. All right, leaving it here. Have a blessed day.